What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. And I kind of have a sad day here as we're talking about the OG crypto Bitcoin, but a potential upgrade that's set for sometime possibly by the end of well, it could be today or it could be early sometime next month in October here. We don't really know, but some update is coming to the core that could be very bad for Bitcoin and could it possibly implode on itself. Now, I don't think it's going to get that severe, but there's some bad things really starting to happen. And a lot of community members are pushing for the next core update to not happen. And a lot of people are pushing to stop using Bitcoin Core and to start using Bitcoin not. So let's just kind of deep dive into this and see what the heck is going on. All right, so we're just going to start with the Bitcoin Core update. So the next version coming out is version 30. So the latest Bitcoin Core update, version 30, is nearing release and introduces significant changes to the network, particularly concerning the OP return opcode, which allows data embedded in transactions. This update expands the previous 80 byte limit. So before that, it was 40 bytes or something, and then they updated it to 80 bytes. So you can send some text and things like that within the blockchain, but nothing major like music or any type of images and things like that. And now it's like they want to update it to 100 kilobytes, which is a pretty big boost from only 80 bytes. And that's ultimately going to allow for possibly illegal things to be implemented into the Bitcoin blockchain, which is bad. We don't want that happening. So anyway, we're going to continue on with the 80 byte limit for OP return data, a change that has sparked debate within the community, with notable figure Nick Sasbo, not sure who that is, but expressing concerns about potential legal risks associated with the expanded capabilities. Alongside this update is expected to introduce a new wallet format, further modernizing the software's infrastructure. While specific details on other features are not yet fully outlined in the provided context, the focus on OP return and the wallet format changes indicates a major evolution in Bitcoin Core's functionality and data handling capabilities. So the next upgrade, everything in it is good, minus that boost in the limit to 100 kilobytes. That's what a lot of people are kind of concerned about. And let's take a look at what happened to a previous blockchain that actually did this. So if you're unfamiliar with a coin BSV, which is like Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, and it is actually forked from Bitcoin Cash, which was forked from Bitcoin. So you can kind of read this quick summary here, but that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. And we have Craig right here, creator of Bitcoin SV, claims to be Nakamoto himself. Now, there's been a lot of claims from a whole bunch of different people saying that they are the inventor of Bitcoin, but obviously no one really knows who that is at all. But anyway, so now we have Bitcoin SV, or Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision here, and they did this exact same thing here back in 2019. Here is an article. Now this article is from 2019, but it's still very relevant right now because this is essentially the exact same thing that's about to happen to Bitcoin Core. Bitcoin's SVOP return upgrades exploit to store child abuse imagery. So that's not good. That is absolutely horrible stuff here. So a change in Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, BSV protocol, has led to child exploration material being posted on its blockchain. The next web reports. nChain's Bitcoin SV developer Shatters recently came together with developers and miners to lift the OP return limits. That is exactly what's in the next core upgrade here, enabling a single transaction to hold up to 100 kilobytes of arbitrary data. That's the exact same thing that's happening to Bitcoin Core right now, which is a lot of people don't want this to happen here. As a result, entire web pages, images, and audios can be stored in one transaction. The upgrade did not require a hard fork, as the parameter could be increased with miners simply agreeing on the limit. So you don't need a big hard fork or anything. All it is a simple node update for this to happen. And then obviously the large mining farms, when they refer miners, that's the pools and stuff, everyone running the nodes, they just agree to it and everything's off to the races. The child exploitation content was found to be uploaded through a transaction processed by MoneyButton, a BSV specific wallet application. So we talked about Bitcoin Core getting a new type of wallet. BSV had their new only type of wallet here. BSV's immutable nature means that the illegal content will remain hosted by the blockchain unless developers agree to undergo a hard fork to roll back the unwanted transactions. Despite the unfortunate situation, nChain CEO Jimmy Nigan here asserted that limiting data capacity is not a viable solution. Nigan hopes that service providers operating on BSV will take measures to prevent writing to or reading from illegal content. So this is the exact same thing that's about to happen in Bitcoin. If something like this starts arising on Bitcoin, that could be very, very bad news. So I really think this is a bad idea. So one thing to stop is, a lot of people are running Bitcoin Core nodes. I even did a video on how to actually set that up, is that it's looking like people should start running Bitcoin Knots nodes, because then you'll still be able to have the filters and stuff. And then obviously you don't care about the Bitcoin Core update because you're running a different type of node, which is Bitcoin Knots. So that's the push here, is for more people to start using Knots and kind of pull away from Bitcoin Core. So that won't happen. Obviously, that's going to be a very tough thing to do. Or obviously, hopefully, they just do not implement that into the Bitcoin Core transactions or into the actual node itself. And just hopefully they don't implement that into the core. The rest of the upgrades look good, but actually implementing the 100 kilobytes is what is the downfall, the bad side to all of this. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens here, but it is being recommended by a lot of people to start running Bitcoin not nodes instead of Bitcoin cores. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you knew anything about this at all, down in the comments section. If you want a video that goes into a lot more depth about this, check out this guy right here. This is where I got this article and stuff from. But here is Bitcoin Core update and attack on Bitcoin Core versus Knots, and this is by the channel Bitcoin Not Crypto. I will link this video down in the description as well to check it out, because he goes into a lot better detail on the mempool filters, how they all work and things like that. So check this guy out. Thank you for watching this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the whole situation down in the comments section. If you've been aware this was happening at the moment, let me know that as well. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.